Welcome to my world. It's nail time. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, Miss Tish. Thank you so much for being the first one to comment on my last video. I love you. She is also a moderator to my group. So we're going to be doing a full review on the Babenail Polygel Kit, BN Babenail. The whole kit we're going to be reviewing. I am going to show you steps of also some nail forms, like these forms, the dual forms. Even though I don't like dual forms, I will be doing just a little test of the polygel using this. So this is all it comes with. It comes with a lot, everything actually you need to start off doing nails. It does not come with a LED lamp or a UV lamp. You have to buy that by yourself, but you pretty much get enough in here to create something beautiful. Top coat and base coat is the most important with these polygels, and they also provide that in this kit. So I really like how everything is all put together. I love the logos. I love how colorful they are. I'm not really familiar with this brand. I'm thinking that it's new, so I don't really know. So I'm hoping that I like these because I don't know, lately I've been getting kits that are just like, the packaging is like really okay, but the product is just, it's just not. So I'm really excited to review these for you guys. So it does have all these colors in it: dark pink, then you have the color change, and then you have clear, you have misty rose. Of course, they're all not the colors that I would call them because they're like really sheer, but we're gonna try these out. We're gonna see how well this works out, especially this white. I'm guessing it's a milky white. So we have my nails, and of course when you do any polygel, you are going to buff that natural nail plate and that nail tip, because there is no gel or polygel is not going to adhere properly if you don't have that shine removed from the natural nail and the nail plate. And then you come with your base gel and apply it thin. You don't want it too thick, just thin, and cure it under your lamp for about 90 seconds. You also want to make sure that you have clean alcohol or slip solution, and we are using the new brush from this kit. I am using 71% alcohol because I don't really like the slip solution. I'm really nervous about this white one because all the whites I've gotten so far have just been very bad. So, but this one is a milky white. I'm really loving that. There is a lot of air in these tubes. No good. There's just too much air. Before I even pulled out the polygel, I literally had to sit here and squeeze it so hard just for it to come out because there was just so much air. I wasn't really sure how I felt about the texture and the formula of this polygel. I felt like it was just so sticky. Like, and this is a part of my review. Like, I go into the review and it wasn't what I expected. Now it did work. I mean, it did go on the nail, but I just was not expecting it to be this, sticky and hard to drag down. It didn't really settle. It just broke up. I just don't know. I don't think that this one I would recommend because it's just so sticky. Now this could be because the tube had so much air in it that I didn't really pick up enough, but as you can see, it's just not what I thought it would be. It's not moving anywhere. It's fighting back with me. So at least with this way of me doing it, I don't think it works for me doing it this way. But we also did test it out with the dual forms, and I think it worked a lot better with the dual forms. But doing it this way was just too much, that I didn't really do any designs using this polygel, because I spent half of the time fixing the polygel. This is way before I cured it, so I didn't really have time to actually do a design because I was too busy trying to flatten down the polygel. Now this pink one is a color change, and this one is really soft, very soft. It I don't know if you tried gel like polygel, but it was as soft as that polygel, which was easy to work with. It wasn't stuck on the brush. It blended very well. It dragged down very nicely. The color did not separate at all, so I really liked this one. It was just a little bit too soft. So I wasn't used to how soft it is, but this I would rather work with than the first one. So if you was to put this in a dual form, it would be too soft, and it's easy for you to make mistakes because when it's soft like this, you tend to pick up more, and then it makes it more thick. But this one, I like this one a lot, so I will be using this one in future videos. It wasn't that bad. It just was a little bit too soft, and it did create a little bit of potholes with the slip solution. So I'm not really sure why it did this. Maybe because it was too soft and the slip solution, the alcohol, just was not, you know, it was working too much. I felt like it was working too much, but I really like this pink one. And if you hear that in the background, I just got me a baby kitten, so he hears me talking, so he probably just wants some love. So we're going to test this out on the dual forms because, like I said, these are a lot softer than all the other polygels. And if you're thinking that this is coming full, it's not full. The top is full of air, and so the product is actually, the amount of product that you're actually getting is actually the line where the name is. That's how much product is in here. So the rest is just all air. So this one is a really pretty color. This one is apricot. It's an orange coral color. And like I told you, it's soft enough for you to use it and just drag it. So if you're used to doing that, you might like this better. But it is really soft. So like if you do it too hard, you know, it'll be too thin. So make sure that you pick up enough to go on these dual forms, because these dual forms are very curvy. So I really like them. They just don't fit for me. So I am trying to make it even so the top is not too bulky, and then I'm just gonna put it on my nail. I did not prep, so that's why they pop off like this. And that's why I didn't prep, is to show you that if you don't prep your nails right and you don't use a base gel with this polygel, with any polygel, when you cure them, they're just gonna pop off. So like, make sure that you use base gel with this kit, with actually all of the kits. So this is what it looks like when it's under the lamp. It turns completely white for the color, but as you can see, my nails are like just poking out. Like there really wasn't a size for me in this kit. Like the other kits never have a size, so I can never enjoy using the dual forms, but this popped off easily, which was kind of weird. Usually I have to like struggle to pop them off, but this one popped really easy. And look, you see, it broke because it was too thin. So you have to keep in mind that if it's too thin, that it's just gonna keep popping off. So that's why I don't like the dual forms, because it just makes the nails too thin. So we're gonna go ahead and mix this up. We're mixing this up with the pink one we used already and apricot, so I could show you how well it is. It's very smooth, and it does work, but it's just a little bit too soft for my liking. I just felt like I wasted more product than actually enjoying doing it. I didn't even get a chance to do an actual design because I just spent too much time working with the polygel. I think it needs a little bit of work, but I think it is really nice. It's really nice to work with. I wouldn't say it wasn't hard to work with. Only some of the colors I just felt that, you know, actually the clear, the white one, I felt it needs a lot of work. This one does need a lot of work. The apricot does need a lot of work, but it not as bad as the white one or the clear Misty one. Rose was actually the favorite one out of the whole thing. And like I said, the product starts over here in the line where it has the name on it. So like these tubes are not full. It's just all air. So I'm not really sure if that's why the polygel is coming out this way, but it just have a lot of air. It's just too much air. So we're using this, I think it was Misty Rose. Misty Rose is so pretty. I love the red color, but as soon as I went to go blend it, it got lighter, and you see that the color is just leaving, and it just didn't stick with the color. So it was a little bit on the sheer side for me, but I really liked it. It was really nice to work with. It worked really, really well. I think it was actually the favorite one out of all of them, because all of them actually I had problems with it, but this one I didn't. So this one was my favorite one. With the clear one, I'm honest, and I'm just letting you know I don't hide anything, but you see this, there is so much air in these tubes that it's so uncomfortable. It really is. I had a hard time pulling the polygel through, and it just hurts, you know, because my hands I suffer from carpal tunnel all the time. So like me sitting here squeezing this tube out, and there's nothing that's coming out, and there's bubbles inside the clear. I already knew this clear was not going to be my favorite just by looking at it, but it is a clear, and so I figured, you know, I'm just gonna use this as an actual gel, because the consistency of this polygel was not a polygel. It was a very thick, very thick gel, very stringy, really hard to work with. It was just, I'm sorry, I just felt like it was awful. Like, I don't know, I did not like it at all. It just was pasty. It was just not what I thought it was gonna be. Now I did like how clear it was, so that's probably one thing that I did like. So if you was to actually take your time and flatten this out on top of your design, it would actually work. But for me, I just lost my patience. I was just like, I'm not gonna sit here for another 20 minutes trying to make this clear work, because it's just not, it just was sliding off. I just didn't like it at all. I didn't like it, and I was disappointed, and I hated it. Like, I hated it so much. So I tried this in the dual form because I figured, you know what, we're going to try this in the dual form, because if this is not going to work my way, it has to work on the dual form way, you know. And I don't know how I could explain this, but I felt like it applied like a really hard gel, and it did fill up. It did work with the dual forms, but when I went to go cure it, it wasn't strong enough. It was too thin. So you would have to like pick up a lot of this polygel for it to actually not crack off, because it's like these dual forms I feel are so thin. They're just really thin, and I just feel like it's just a waste. It was a complete waste of my time. So like if you want to do it this way, and like the way I'm doing it with the dual form, and you cure it, you'd have to go back and see how easy that popped off. But you'd have to go back with another layer of clear for it to be strong enough for you to wear, because this is some flexible polygel. Like, it did not pass the strength test in my eyes. It was too thin and it did not pass. So like, it bend. So imagine you wearing this, you thinking, oh my god, it's cured, and then bang, there you go, your polygel is gonna just bend. It's too flexible. It's just way too flexible. So the clear needs a lot of work. The white needs a lot of work. I think this polygel kit just needs some work. Not too much. It's, you know, you're able to use it, but this is what I got out of the clear. It's a complete mess. I couldn't flatten it out. I did file it. The filing was okay, but then I noticed that when I used top coat, we had a lot of air pockets. So that, if you don't mind doing that, you know, this would be good. But if you're like, you know, into how it looks like, there's a little potholes that it's separated from, and so I can't really tell you why. Maybe it's because of like the alcohol, or because of the texture and the formula. And it also happened with the color change ones, little holes in there. So sometimes you could come with their top coat and cover up the little holes, because the gel, see, the gel will cover it up. So it's not a big deal, but some of them you could still see them. Now this one is the Misty Rose, and this is what it turns like when it's a different color. And this one is the mixture one, and this one, the holes were a little bit deeper, so I couldn't cover those holes. So that's just one thing that you have to deal with, I guess, with some of these polygels. And lately I've been getting a lot of polygels that I just don't like, and they're all doing the same thing. So, and I have my favorites that don't do this, so it's not like I'm not properly trained for polygel. And the base coat and the top coat, I'm just gonna say I'm sorry, I'm not into it. It smells like a hard rubber smell, like tire smell. It smells really strange, and I don't know why it smells like that. Now this is what it looks like when it is hot, and I just sprayed some alcohol and I blew some air in there just to show you what it looks like with the color change. So I really like the color change. I think it is really pretty. I feel like this polygel you have to work harder with. It's not like Macar at all. It's not like Burano's. It's not definitely like ECcosmetics or Gel Likes. It's different. So you'd have to work with the formula. It's not like what I'm used to, but I'm sorry I didn't do a design with it. I was just not having it at this time. I spent too much time trying to figure it out. So let me know what you guys think. I'm gonna leave this review for you. Did you like it? Do you think it's worth it? Do you think you would buy this? I personally won't, because there's just other brands out there that just are too good. So thank you for watching, and I hope you like it, and I'll see you in the next video.